Welcome. It's December 19th, 2024. I'm with Mr. John Jeckovich, and we're reading his book entitled Their Mother's Sons. We're on chapter 22, and this chapter, I think we're at approximately page 682, Wedding Jitters and a New Life. What's your dog tag number?
42965.
Okay. Did you want me to read a few pages, or do you want to?
Go, you read a few pages. Go ahead.
Delphine had brought a small cake and several dozen hard rolls from Brzezinski's bakery in Buffalo, and Mother was touched by the thoughtful concern. During lunch, Mother related that she would provide us with a refrigerator as a wedding present. That was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you're looking very handsome today.
I missed the birthday here, yeah.
Nails done, haircut. You're in top shape. You're in top shape. By the way, if you don't know, Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100 years old. So here we go. During the next rest of the day, Delphine would be either upstairs looking about, downstairs talking with Mother, or just listening. I mostly stayed upstairs. I had put on a small radio. I had put a small radio to an FM station and enjoyed the continuous music. Did most FM radio stations just play music then?
Yeah.
How are they now?
There's one out. I had that one. I don't know what happened to it.
But mostly
that was a beautiful radio I had.
Yeah. At some point, I must have fallen asleep on the couch, for I was awakened by the fragrance of Delphine's perfume. She was sitting on the edge of the couch and observing me asleep. When I woke up, she saw she was sitting there. I was embarrassed at the thought that I was asleep and she was watching me. What's this text that came in from Gene Zimmerman?
Oh, he sent over a neat thing.
Gene Zimmerman.
From Chicago,
From
Illinois.
Chicago, Illinois. Thank you, Mr. Gene Zimmerman. What do we got here?
Wait a minute.
Looks like a little Christmas gift for Mr. Jeckovich. Gene Zimmerman. That sounds familiar.
Pull.
All right. What's it say?
United Edition. That's my birthday.
Yeah, let's see. Hold it up. Let me see what the hell it said.
Limited edition.
Limited edition 1925 vintage. So that's you.
That's my birthday, yeah.
Stick it on your head.
Huh?
Stick it on your head.
I think it's too small.
I think there's a plastic in
You
there.
gotta take out the new stuff. There's plastic. Okay. Stick it on your head. Yes.
Oh, wow, I like that,
You look
John.
very nice.
Yeah, I like
Thank you,
that.
Gene Zimmerman.
Oh, that looks great, John.
Thank you, Gene Zimmerman.
Yes.
Yeah, keep it. That's a vintage
That looks really good on
1925. And Mr.
Oh.
Jeckovich was born in 1925.
Watch that dog behind you. Watch that dog.
Yes, that's very interesting. You can wear it for the rest of the show if you like.
Huh?
You can wear it for the rest of the show if you like.
Huh?
You can wear your hat for the rest of the show if you like.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I need to make it a little bigger for you.
Make it a little bigger. He's got a big head.
Yeah,
Big head, big brain.
like a little tight.
No, I thought that fit me pretty good.
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
There, now try it, John. Now try it.
That's a custom-made 1925 vintage.
That's
Too big. I'm telling you, it's too big. It was just right.
All right, let me tighten it up a little bit.
All right. Let's get it
It
going.
was just right. Just right.
All right,
Just
okay.
right.
You were having a hard time. There. Try it now. I like that color on you too.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
Still too big. Must have pulled that thing way out.
I must have. Your head shrunk. Try that.
Try that, Mr. Jeckovich.
That's good.
Perfect.
Look at that. That looks
Perfect.
sharp.
You look very handsome.
That looks sharp. That looks sharp. Leave it
Keep
on.
it on your head.
Yeah.
Come on, wear it.
Yeah, it
To
looks
block the sun.
Too big.
No,
It's fine, come on.
It's not too big. It
It's
looks
too
great.
big, look.
No, it looks great.
Look at it, just perfect. Just leave it
It
alone.
looks great, John.
Now we gotta give him some sunglasses.
Yeah, I'll get him some sunglasses.
Leave it out, we wanna take your picture.
Huh?
Heck, I want to take a picture.
Come on, we wanna send it to Mr. Zimmerman and attack. Why
Yeah.
don't you stick it back on for
Put it out for one more minute, John.
Huh?
I gotta take a picture. I gotta send it to him.
Too big.
Yeah.
Here, let me tighten it up, John. One more time, let me tighten it up.
Mr. John J. Jeckovich.
Should've left it where it was. It was
I
just
know, I
right.
screwed up.
Okay,
Alright, there, try that.
try that.
He likes it tight. Now it's too tight.
That was too small.
Alright, give me a second.
Yeah. Well, we'll spend an evening.
Yeah.
Too tight.
Here, try that. There we go. Alright. Let me get a picture.
Perfect, just like that, where I'll text it over to Mr. Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Alright,
you're
alright.
not much of a hat wearer, are you?
No, I don't wear a hat, no.
Alright, okay.
23 minutes.
Well, we're reading chapter 22, and Mr. Jeckovich is from World War II, highly decorated veteran. He infantry front line from the Company H
Combat.
2nd Battalion, 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Mr. Jeckovich, as I said earlier, is knocking on the door of 100, and he can still read the 3 newspapers every morning with no glasses. He has a very hard handshake, he can knock you to the ground, and he also is sharp as a tack. You got the mind of a 30 or 40-year-old, right?
I don't think so.
What do you have a mind of?
99-year-old Hego.
Well, I guess that's the story. We have good days and bad days. Because yesterday you purported that you think you have a mind of a 30 or 40-year-old. Now today you have a mind of a 99-year-old.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one trick question, and let's see how your mind is working today. Trick question is, what's your dog tag number?
42965.
That's amazing. Many people that were in the Army can't remember it from just getting released a year ago. Mr. Jeckovich wasn't in the Army up until 80 years ago. 80 years ago. Yeah, 80 years ago. But I can tell you one thing, it's not easy getting old, right?
No.
It's very difficult.
It gets older, it gets worse and worse every day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. If you're 40 years old right now listening, you have a 10% chance of making it to 100. It's just that simple. You have a 10% chance. 16,400,000 young men and women participated in World War II very willingly and very aggressively. As the combat veterans go, these are the guys on the front line. These are the guys that made it happen. We only have 6,000 left. 6,000 left. And we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. Do the math and you can see where we stand. Mr. Jeckovich, I must get 10 text messages a day. How much is your book and where can I buy it?
Not for sale.
Book is never going to be for sale. There's the original copy in the World War II Museum in New Orleans. And we're working on an AI booth. AI booths are hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's going to be completed hopefully soon if we get the right experts that could put the AI booth together. Supposedly everyone's an expert in AI, but
What's AI?
artificial intelligence.
Artificial.
That's when we do a lot of recording on your voices and your movements and your demeanor. So 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, you'll be looking just like that in a little booth in a museum.
Yeah.
And people could ask you questions and the AI will answer it.
Uh,
It's a very expensive proposition, but it'll be there for eternity. But right now, hey, you got the real deal. You don't have any AI. You have the real deal. So text Mr. Jeckovich a question, 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. So there it is. Mr. Jeckovich will respond personally to all text messages within a couple days. Yes, he will. So, how was your day today, Mr. Jeckovich?
well, I was disappointed about Amber. Amber's sick. I looked at her. That kid is sick.
Yeah, Amber was speaking about is his great-granddaughter that's a full-time missionary, and she usually pops in on the way to different churches 2 or 3 or 4 hours a day. But Amber was a little bit under the weather the last 2 days. A little bit under the weather. 5 o'clock this morning, we brought her lots of groceries and lots of provisions, and we stayed with her most of the day, but she's getting better. Hopefully by tomorrow she'll be back to 100%. But, you know, you never know.
Yeah.
Every day's a gift. You have to take what's dished out to you, because no one wants to be sick, but it's just a fact of life. Everyone gets sick. Mr. Jeckovich, by the way, has 2 doctors. He's got his left leg and his right leg. That's his 2 doctors. It's just that simple. Never took a prescription in his life. Never took a baby aspirin. Mr. Jeckovich jogged for 80 years. 80 years. Many people back then, when you first started jogging, never seen people jogging. It wasn't acceptable.
Yeah.
What do they say to you?
Get off the street, you bum.
What else?
Throw rocks at me, beer cans at me.
Yeah. So when Mr. Jeckovich started jogging 80 years ago, it wasn't fashionable, wasn't acceptable.
No.
Wasn't like it is today. They thought he was jogging because he couldn't afford a car. So they'd say, get out of the road, you bum. Can't you afford a car?
Yeah.
Throw open full cans of Genesee beer at him. Popped him in the head one time with a unopened can of Campbell's soup. And the list is long. But an interesting fact is all those people that said derogatory and hateful statements to Mr. Jeckovich, they're all pushing up daisies without a doubt. And look at him. He's here. He's doing well. He reads those 3 newspapers a day with no glasses. The only problem he has is that jogging for 80 years it kept him in perfect health, except his knees blew out.
Yeah.
16 minutes.
His knees blew out. And once your knees blow out, you're in a wheelchair. And being in a wheelchair, you have to have full-time staff, 7 to 10 every day. 2 people to help you use the restroom, showers, bathroom. You have to have cooks. You have to have drivers, dress you. It's a lot of work when your knees blow out. It's a lot of work when your knees blow out. It's just a simple fact. You need a lot of help, and there's no getting around it. A lot of people don't understand how difficult it is. How difficult is it getting old?
Every day gets worse.
The older you get, every day gets worse. Every day gets worse. A lot of people don't realize that. Many years ago, when, say, someone was feeling under the weather, I would cheer them up and say, hey, you're looking great, and you'll make it to 100. I don't say that anymore. It's hard getting to 100, isn't it? And, once you get this type of age, I think it may be over 75 or 80, you become what's noted as a human cash register. You have everyone in your pockets, 1,000 here, 10,000 here, 50,000 here. And to stay at home, you have to have a full-time staff of a total of 7 or 10 nice employees. That's another problem, finding nice employees, and that'll set you back at least 40,000 a month, each and every month. There's no getting around it. Or you can find a very nice assisted living, and that'll be 12 to 13,000 a month, but a lot of add-ons will come with it. So getting old, you are a human cash register, and it's very, very expensive. Mr. Jeckovich is doing just fine, but many people will outlive their money. For example, I had several text messages over the last month, and the similar things they would say. They said, we're getting ready to retire. I guess they're in their 60s, and we have our house paid for, and we have $1 million in liquid in the bank. I simply said, I would not want to be you. I would not want to be you. If you have a hiccup in your life, you will run out of money. You'll outlive your money. For example, we spoke about staying at home, staff of 7 or 10, 40,000 minimum a month, each and every month. A year, you went through $500,000. 2 years, you went through $1 million. So now, what you tell me, you have $1 million liquid, now you're broke. It's just the way it is. You're not going to get around it. But if you don't have any problems, if your knees don't blow out, you're probably okay for a few years. But you never know what the future will bring being old. You'll never know. And a lot of people say, oh, they're under the illusionary notion that they have family. They said, oh, my sons and daughter will take care of me. How does that work out?
That doesn't work out.
Doesn't work out.
They're gone.
They'll abandon you. They will abandon you like a rat abandoning a sinking ship. They will abandon you like a rat abandoning a sinking ship. The reason why is it takes a lot of time, which they don't want to devote. It takes a lot of money, which they don't want to pay. So they will abandon you like a rat on a sinking ship.
You should tell the people out there about this thing that the VA has for veterans. Just this little part right here.
Okay, a little side note here. VA, for veterans, VA, there's something called Aids in Attendance. It's a monthly pension benefit that provides tax-free payments to veterans who served during wartime. This might help you folks. It's also available for single surviving spouses and dependent children. The benefit is designed to help cover the cost of in-home care, assisted living, or nursing home care. The assisted aids and attendance is available to veterans who require assistance beyond what their 100% disability rating provides. It is paid at rates higher than the standard VA pension or VA compensation. So keep that in mind, that if you're a veteran during combat.
Oh, Jen's working on that right now.
Yeah, your VA is aids and attendant, that's a good thing. But just getting, the whole story here is it's very expensive in getting old, and no one understands it until you see it happening, how expensive it is. Mr. Jeckovich is in fine shape, he's 100 years old, he never outlived his money, but a lot of people are so foolish, they're on the illusionary notion that their kids are going to step up. They disappear. You won't see them again, right? No one knows where the hell they are.
They're gone.
They might be dead, who knows?
They're gone. They're gone. Yeah.
It's a shame, it's hurtful, it's disgusting, but what kind of example could these sons and daughter of Mr. Jeckovich be giving to his children? What type of, there's no family situation when you do that. What kind of person would do that? How would a person like that wake up in the morning and brush your teeth and look in the mirror? A simple fact of the 10 Commandments, honor thy mother and father, but if you abandon them like a rat on a sinking ship, you already broke a commandment. Broken commandment. I think there's too much of that going on today.
Well, this place here is full of them.
Yeah, and I hope it changes. Just to get off the subject, rats have a sixth sense. Rats have a sixth sense. When the ship is beginning to start sinking, rats will immediately abandon the ship, probably long before humans know that the ship is sinking. An interesting fact, when the Titanic was going down, over 6,000 rats abandoned the ship. Oh, you say, how do rats get on these ships? They do. Rats, you can go on the finest Disney cruise or all these beautiful cruise lines you see advertised on TV. They all got rats. You're not going to get away from it. Rats could squeeze into the smallest places that are like a pencil top. They could squeeze into the smallest places. And when you're going on your cruise, you'll see these big long ropes holding the ship to the port. And they have these cones, several cones. What are these cones for? These cones are to stop the rats from entering the ship through the rope. It doesn't help, but that's what they're there for. So, rats, ships, just a natural thing. It's always been and always will be. Just like wars. We will always have wars, past and present. You're never going to get away from wars. Never going to get away from wars. So, anyways, you want me to continue reading?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
This is a very interesting chapter.
8 minutes.
This is an interesting chapter, that 22, chapter 22, just to update. Oh, by the way, we have 417 podcasts, and getting back that Mr. Jekovich's book will never be sold, and we're never looking for money, we don't need that. It's not going to change Mr. Jekovich's bank account. We want to let the people know how easy life was basically then in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Even though there's a World War II and a Depression, life was still easier then than it is now. Now it's complicated. These poor younger people have to work 3 jobs just to pay the rent.
Yeah.
Just to pay the rent. We get cell phones and we get laptops, we got all this. It's supposed to be for your convenience. No, it's not for your convenience. Always remember, the more you own, the more it'll own you. The more you own, the more it'll own you. So on a better note, this is chapter 22, is Mr. Jeckovich is fixing up the apartment for him and Delphine to move into, coming up on their wedding after they go to their honeymoon. Where are you going to your honeymoon? Poconos. How long did you go there for?
A week.
Was it nice?
Nice, real nice. Well, we went back there with the kids on camp on summertime too.
Did it have a lot of snow?
Well, yeah, they had a lot of snow. I put the chain tires on. When I left her, I went 20 miles, took her off.
No kidding. What vehicle were you driving?
The Green Hornet.
The big Green Hornet.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So when Mr. Jeckovich got back from their honeymoon, he had the apartment all set up, first class. It was very nice. And where'd you get most of your furniture from?
Mendelssohn's.
Yeah, it's a big furniture store. That was in Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah, on Main Street, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think it's there now.
No?
No, I don't think so.
I'll be damned. What advice, I mean, let's face it, 80 years of jogging is the only reason why you're here today. But what advice do you give to young people that want to start jogging today?
Start out slow, don't stop and go. Stop and go. Set a goal, increase your goal. Don't stop
Start
and
a
go.
goal like a half a mile.
Yeah,
or a
then
mile.
run that for a while, then go gap it up to an aisle, but don't stop and go. Once you get out there on the street, run the whole thing.
Okay. That's interesting to know. After dinner, I went back upstairs while Delphine helped with the dishes and chatted with Mother and Sally. I turned the radio back on and sat on the couch and began to reflect on what has transpired this past year. The radio was playing big band music. Glenn Miller?
Yeah, that was a beautiful radio, all FM.
Yeah. No one still knows what the hell happened to Glenn Miller.
Yeah.
Mostly from an era of the war years, and my thoughts drifted back to the service and all that happened during that period. How different I thought as I look back on those days of my great concern for the future of this house and its occupants. It had no direction then, but it was drifting aimlessly. My greatest trepidation being my responsibility to my family. And there I was, sitting in the upstairs apartment, ready to move in shortly and start my own family. I had reached a partial compromise between my hopes and aspirations and my inner directed responsibilities. Toward only family I knew, I achieved what was so unattainable several years ago between the two opposing factions with me. A common place where I partially satisfied each contrary viewpoint and dispelled much of the frustration and angst I felt. I do not believe I would have achieved this much with either Anne or Jean or Renee, who was still our guiding life. Why did you think you would achieve this much as you have with Delphine, with Anne, Jean, or Renee?
Why didn't I?
Why you said you didn't think you would achieve as much as you did with Delphine?
I wouldn't have, no.
So why? Why do
What are different personalities? No, I'm not saying they're bad. They're good kids, but
They're good, but there's different personalities.
Delphi was exceptional.
And they probably wouldn't have hit it off so well with your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delphine joined me in a little while. We sat on our new couch, listening to the music, becoming reconciled to our new home. She was still enthralled by all of it, and her excitement and jubilance were transferred to me. I shared her joy of the new life we were starting and all the hopes and desires we sought from it. She had become a settling factor in my life, and without her actions, none of this would have been possible. I attempted to convey this to her directly, but she would not have any of it, and remarked that she played only a minor part in its fruition and accomplishment. After a while, we walked through the apartment once again, noting small items we had noticed before, and then lingering over them, commenting on interchanging ideas relative to them. Minutes, please. We were in agreement on such of it, but there was much in her common sense and acuteness of detail that escaped me. I could see only that she enjoyed and took great delight in the aspect of it, for it was a natural trait she had. It was done freely and almost effortlessly. So Delphine really loved the apartment.
Oh, yeah.
She really loved. And many of that furniture, like the dining room set, the end tables with the inserted
They're
leather
still there.
lamps, you still have in your house.
Yeah. All the inserts on that leather top is still in there.
So Mendelssohn's in Niagara Falls sold you some fine furniture.
Yeah.
So fine furniture. And you also put carpet in the house?
Yeah, the floors were hardwood floors, but they weren't finished.
So you put carpet in them?
Well, no, I put carpet around them and I finished it 2 feet all the way around.
Did you have to go downstairs later during the years and make your mother's apartment look the same?
Oh, yeah, my mother arrived. She said, "What are you doing now? When are you going to start my work?"
And
Yeah,
did you do everything just the same way?
yeah.
Minutes?
40 seconds.
And then tell us how you transformed the outside of the house. What work did you do on that?
Well, we put a mansard roof on the house.
Was that a big job?
Oh, yeah, little Tom and I did it.
And what else did you do the outside?
Well, we put that overhang support for the truck to go in. That
Lean-to? Carport?
that outside garage.
How about a roof?
No, Uncle Andy put the roof on.
And the roof is still good now?
10
Yeah.
seconds.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. You did a lot of work.
Well, he was a good worker, I'll go ahead, he was a good worker,
Yeah.
smart.